What is up, everybody? This is Dave Croft. It is Monday, February 3rd, 2014, and welcome to the beginning of music composition programming. I am your course director, Dave Croft. Very happy to be with you today. What you're watching right now is a check-in video. A couple of times a week, I will show up in your email inbox with a short little video just kind of talking about what's going on in the week, maybe what's coming up for the weekend, some assignments that we need to be aware of, as well as anything that might kind of have come up over the last week that I want to bring your attention to. So this is a check-in video. Then I'll come in again on Friday with a wrap-up video, kind of wrapping up the week and tying off any loose ends. Speaking of the week, here is the week at a glance. On Tuesday, that's tomorrow, your FAQ quiz is due, and the material for the FAQ quiz comes from both the course policies as well as the FAQ, the frequently asked questions area, or the frequently asked questions page at bit.ly/MPR FAQ. More on that here in just a minute. Also on Tuesday, virtual class lecture number 1. And the lecture meets at 7 p.m. and goes till about 9. The first lecture is always a little bit long because we have to go through a lot of different course policies and such. So that will probably go till 9:30. I would bank on 9:30, but we'll shoot to have you out as close to 9 as possible. Oh, well, I'll get to that in a minute. On Wednesday, your Theory Drill 1 is due. For your theory drills, be sure that you're taking a screenshot of your progress report, your signed progress report, and not just a screenshot of the last question that you're on. There are detailed instructions in the Theory Drill activity. On Thursday, virtual class lab number 1 is due, or not due, but that's when we're having lab number 1, and that meets at 7 o'clock Eastern. And the differences between the lectures and the labs: in the lectures, we're going over the course material and kind of teaching the concepts, and in the lab, we'll be applying those concepts in Logic Pro 10. So that's the difference between lecture and lab. On Friday, Theory Drill number 2 is due, and on Saturday, your Project 1 is due. So your projects are due on Saturday. Then the discussion is split into 2 different components. There's the discussion post part and the response. And the post is the portion that you add, that you bring a discussion up, and you start a discussion talking about your track. And there are very specific things that I ask you to talk about. It needs to be no less than 200 words, and that is due on Saturday as well by 11:59 Eastern. On Sunday, your quiz number 1 is due, and the quiz number 1 comes from virtual class lecture number 1, as well as the reading and video materials. And part 2 of your discussion is due on Sunday, and that is a discussion response, where you respond to at least one other student's post, and there are examples as well as detailed instructions in the FSO activity for that. That also needs to be no less than 200 words. So here are a couple of things just to keep in mind this week. First of all, please know that it is required that you either attend each virtual class lecture or watch the archive. Not going to virtual class lecture is kind of like skipping class if you don't. The labs are strongly encouraged, and we go over the project in great detail and do a sample project live during the lab. The lab, however, is not required. The lecture, on the other hand, is. Speaking of archives, the virtual class archives are posted on the FSO dashboard under the virtual class archives announcement, and twice a week that will get updated. We make every effort to put those up by lunchtime the day after. So lecture 1, the archive will go up around lunchtime at the latest on Wednesday, and then the lab, which happens on Thursday, that archive will go up by around lunchtime on Friday. As I mentioned, be sure to check out the course policies in FSO as well as the MPR frequently asked questions page at bit.ly/MPR FAQ. We'll be going over these in great detail during virtual class lecture number 1 tomorrow. Also, there have been quite a few changes in the course. So if you're with us again, first of all, welcome back. Glad to see you again. But please be sure to re-download all of the materials and pay close attention to the rubrics. Deadlines have changed. Project requirements have changed as well. So be sure to keep your eye on that. And finally, join us over on the MPR Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/MPR Full Sail. That's an area where we post up the bounces from the weekly lectures and labs, or I guess it would be just the labs, as well as network with previous and current MPR students. They're always posting up cool articles they found, tips, as well as work that they're working on currently, the alums of music composition programming. If you need any help, here is our contact information, our emails, as well as our iChat, and our standard office hours. This is when you're most likely to be able to reach us via iChat or email. After these hours, then we won't be getting to your email until we return. FSO support is available from 8 a.m. until 2 a.m. 7 days a week. If you have any technical problems, the first thing you need to do is get a ticket started, because there are no extensions granted without some form of documentation. So if you're having a technical problem of some sort, get a ticket started, and then email your instructor letting them know that there has been a problem. However, don't email your assignments. We do not accept any assignments via email, Dropbox, or anything. If an extension is required, we will reopen the activity or the assignment in FSO, and you'll have a chance to upload it there. And as always, the MPBS Tech and Music helplines are available from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. 7 days a week. So welcome aboard to MPR 2301. I'm very glad you're here, and we hope to see you tomorrow night in virtual class lecture number 1. Peace.